Things are going from bad to worse for Warhorse Studios and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. A community manager for the game now claims that Henry was not a sodomite in the first game due to budget constraints. Roll this up over at fandompulse.com. You can find the link in the description below. Encourage you to head on over there, become a paid subscriber, help support us, bringing you stories like this. You won't find this anywhere else. No one else is giving you articles like this, and it costs just $5 a month, less than a Starbucks coffee. So, in a post on the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 Steam forum, a player asked, why is Henry forced to be heterosexual in Kingdom Come Deliverance 1? And this is what Dr. Fusilpoli, who is Christian Piontek, the Warhorse Studios Community Manager, he said this: budget constraints. Obviously, he misspelled it, but that is what he said. Now, I'm going to have an issue with him misspelling. I make misspellings and grammar issues all the time. Try not to, but it happens. We're humans. But he's saying they didn't make him a sodomite in the first game because of budget constraints. Are you kidding me? They are rewriting history. That's what I think they're doing. I think they're trying to rewrite history, which we'll get to here in a little bit. Covered in a previous video, but we'll get to it here. On top of claiming it was due to budget constraints, Piontek also shared in another response, sorry, more than 8 years ago, years before the release of Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, I did not know which additional options we would have for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, or if there would be a Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 at all. On Kickstarter, we promised the game would be sold in 3 acts. You underestimate how dynamic game development is. So that doesn't sound like it was budget constraints. It sounds like something changed. How dynamic game development is. So I think something changed. I don't know what changed, but clearly something changed. We do know that Warhorse was sold. It's now owned by Embracer Group. And we know that they have DEI and ESG policies. So maybe that's what's changed. Maybe Daniel Vavra has changed. I don't know. But something obviously changed, right? And people change. Those things happen. But some changes are good and some changes are bad. And this is clearly a bad change. We also had Daniel Vavra. He was asked by this guy, once again, I'd like to ask about Henry's peculiarities. Since you created him, could you say if, canonically speaking, regardless of the player's choice, Henry of Scalise is heterosexual? Or Scalise. I'm not sure how to say that. And Daniel says, Henry is you. Again, this is not what they were saying 8 years ago, right? I mean, I covered this in another video. You can look at this here. This is Piontek. He admits this is him. He's responding to this guy here. It's a Frenchman who's asked, so those players who are not straight will be forced to romance women. And he says, nobody will force you to do anything. It looks like he changed his handle. It used to be Jan Silva. And now he's using Marimax. But anyways, but you will play as Henry, the son of a blacksmith. And yes, he is straight and white and male and from Bohemia. He says you will play as a Christian person, even if you're a Muslim, Hindu, atheist, or Jedi. There's nothing wrong about people to have different preferences and heritages, but we cannot cover them all, and we don't want to. We want to tell the story of Henry, the son of a blacksmith from Silver Scalise. And he will be different from you, not only in his sexuality, but in his heritage, in his looks, and in his biography, and many more. He maybe will be able to do things you are not able to do in real life, while he lacks in other tasks in which you are great. This game is not meant to be about you. You are not Henry. You are Jan Silva. And you'll be able to play as Henry if you want to. You can play his role. So you're not Henry. That's what they were telling us 8 years ago before the first game. But now you are Henry. And Henry now is a sodomite when he was obviously not. He was straight. And for those who had eyes to see, ears to hear, you saw all this coming, right? We saw all this. People were saying, oh, you were jumping the gun. You're pulling the trigger too fast. Give them a chance. No, we've seen this time and time and time again. If there is a whiff of it, there's a whole load of it. And that is what we're seeing here. You give an inch, they take a mile. And in many cases, they usually do it in the sequels and in the follow-ups. Dragon Age, the Veilguard. Look at that. They got trans surgery scars in Dragon Age now. They've got a whole Barv sequence. There's a whole scene about like the character talking about being trans. Will that be in the third game? I mean, it's possible. They're already down the slippery slope. They're already going down the slippery slope. And just to be clear, Piontek here did confirm that was him. That was probably me who answered back then. I did not establish Henry as a character. Now there's the option to be bi, but nobody will be forcing you to play as a bi character. No, they just forced it onto their developers to make him a sodomite, right? Like, imagine how sick you are that you actually instruct your developers to create gay porn. It's disgusting. Anyways, he said, in addition to that, Henry can now also be more of a cat person because now we have cats. Oh, it's just like having a cat. Like, so disingenuous. The gaslighting is off the charts. This game is woke. They're doubling down on it. Unfortunately, I think they're going to hoodwink a lot of people, or people will excuse it. It's just optional. Doesn't matter. You can be whatever you want. These libertarians, like, who've clearly just ignored everything that's happened in the past 10 years, just want to not even see the slippery slope. Totally forgot about COVID. They're already memory holing the trans stuff. They clearly can't make the connection between the trans and the sodomy. They are connected. There's a reason why it's LGBT. They're all in the same little string there, and you can't have one without the other. There's actually a really good article about this by Edward Fieser. I'll put it in the description below. I'm not going to get into it. It's a heavy philosophical article where he actually discusses a bunch of liberals trying to push back against the trans agenda, but then they basically open themselves up to natural law, which is the truth, because their arguments are nonsensical. But I'll share that link in the description below, so if you guys want to read that. But they're all connected. It's all connected. But this is Warhorse Studios. This is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. They didn't make Henry a sodomite in the first game because of budget constraints. That's what they're saying now. I don't believe them. I think this is a lie. I think something happened in between then and now. Maybe they were playing the long game. Who knows? Maybe they were ultra deceptive. Maybe that's a possibility. But I don't believe this is true. But this is the narrative they're going to try and push out here now. I think something changed. I don't know what changed. Not sure they're going to tell us what changed. I think the most obvious reason, as I said earlier, it probably has to do with Embracer Group, the DEI, the ESG agenda that we've seen basically kill lots of other games, lots of other studios. But let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, and to always speak the truth. And remember, everything woke turns to crap.